So the call came in at 9:46. We had companies on the scene within 3 minutes. There was a apartment on fire on the 5th floor. It was contained to that one apartment. We did have multiple rescues from that floor and from the area, and there is smoke damage throughout the building. However, once our people arrived on the scene, from the time the 911 call went out, we had multiple rescues, we had the fire knocked down, and we had one going on to the way to the hospital in the first 15 minutes. So we do have one patient that's been transported. They are in serious condition, taken to U of L hospital. Other rescues, we were just able to get people out and remove them from danger. But yeah, our firefighters did an amazing job. Police helped out with traffic control, EMS with the transport of that patient.
Do you know, I know you just got to the scene too. Are there any more specifics on how many rescues there were?
We don't have an exact number. Again, when you have that much smoke, even though the fire was contained to one apartment, smoke spreads throughout. That's what's actually more dangerous to humans. So we get those people out. We did have multiple people that we were able to get out of there. I can't go into detail on that, but yeah, we do have one patient in serious condition.
As far as the rescues, was it just knocking on people's doors to get them out of the building, or?
It's a little of everything. So some people you need to help out. Some people you need to make them aware of what's going on so we can get them out of there. So yeah, you're assisting people. We have ladders going up. You may have heard, if people listen to the radio, that there were jumpers. That is not the case. There was nobody trying to jump.
Do you have any idea on the cause at this point?
That'll all be part of the investigation.
Is the building, are people going to be able to stay in the building? Are you guys closing the building at all, or?
That's going to remain to be seen as once we clear out. We're going to still have control of this building for a little bit as we take care of that apartment and we look at smoke damage throughout.
Is this apartment building connected with that other one right next to it that looks very similar, or are those two separate?
Two separate buildings.
I've seen an awful lot of units responding going down the block. Could you give me an idea as to the
Certainly. So the initial dispatch is going to be 5 fire apparatus. Once they were on scene and saw, the size, the number of people, occupants, they went ahead and hit a second alarm. So that doubles that. So you're talking 10 apparatus. You're talking over 40 firefighters.
Does this building have a sprinkler system, fire alarm system, anything like that?
That's all part of the investigation as far as what happened with the sprinklers and what happened with the alarm system.
So that is, it looks like an old building. I don't know if it has some of those amenities. Or...
Every building in Louisville has been retrofitted. Despite the age, it is required to have sprinklers. It is required, especially with this level of occupancy. It's over 5 stories. It's required to have an alarm system.
An apartment listing said 63 apartments. Does that sound right? I'm just trying to get an idea of that.
That I don't know.
Okay.
Talk to a real estate agent.
Can you speak some to the work of your firefighters today when there's several people living here, multiple rescues, only one person ended up being taken to the hospital? The work that they did to get everybody out quickly and safely.
And that's just it. Our firefighters, as I mentioned, the first companies were on scene within 3 minutes of the 911 call. Immediately, they're getting to work, getting up to locate exactly where the fire is. Obviously, life safety is first and foremost to try to evacuate people, but also you want to remove victims from the danger and you want to remove the danger from the victims. So you're doing both of those in concert. The danger with a high-rise, as you look at that building, so you've got the floor where the fire is, the floor directly above because of the spread of heat and smoke, but then with smoke you also have the very top floor. So that smoke will eventually go, say you have a 20-story building, if you've got fire on that 14th floor, you've got to worry about the 20th floor because the smoke's going to find its way to the top. So our firefighters, they all know that. They're getting in there to clear people out, make sure it's safe, as well as to extinguish that fire.
So what are they doing in there right now? I've seen a lot of firefighters inside with the hoses and walking through that floor. Can you speak to what they're doing there?
So once a fire is out, we've got all the fire knocked down, we've got windows open to clear out the smoke. What we have to do then is what we call overhaul. So you're checking to make sure that every ember is extinguished, that there's no fire hiding somewhere in the walls. So we will tear off all the drywall off the walls. We'll get into the ceilings and pull those to open those, clear off all that debris to make sure we can see every little nook and cranny. We also have a tool called the thermal imaging camera, so we can look through walls and through floors to see if there's additional heat that's trapped in those areas. But they need to make sure that this is safe, that it's not going to reignite.
Is the entire building? Did you guys evacuate the entire building, or just from, like you said, the fifth floor on up?
No, you evacuate the entire building. And please, this is a message to anybody else. When you hear the alarm go off, that means get out. So if you're thinking, well, maybe it's somewhere else in this building, maybe it's somewhere else, maybe you're on a tour somewhere, when you hear the alarms go off, get out.
What would be the message to residents who have heard this on the radio or TV that their particular residence was on fire? Will they be allowed back in? What's it do?
That remains to be seen as they complete the overhaul, but absolutely we'll try to take care of people as quickly as we can. But understand, we have to make sure it's completely safe before we can let people back in.
Do you guys do routine fire inspection? I know the sprinklers, the fire alarm, that's part of a retrofit. Do you guys check these buildings on an annual basis, or?
So our Fire Prevention Bureau on a regular schedule does go about to double check anything, any of our buildings that are multiple occupancies, any that are going to be large areas where people congregate. And then our local fire companies on a regular basis, as they get out, they're looking at things that are in their first alarm to make sure that they're familiar with them and checking them for any hazards.
Do you know when the last time this building was inspected?
I don't know offhand, but we can certainly find that out. Sure.